कर सकते हैं, सजेशंस करना, यही सब करना है। गुड मॉर्निंग। और ठीक है आप लोग? ठीक है, तो आपको प्रैक्टिस अभी से ही करनी होगी। सेकंड थिंग, जब आप एग्जाम दे रहे हो, जिस ईयर अपीयर हो रहे हो, तो उस अपीयर के करंट का मैटर आपको एकोमोडेट करना होगा इनटू योर मटेरियल, क्योंकि जब भी आप कुछ लिखते हैं स्पेशली आईआर से रिलेटेड, तो आप हमेशा जीएस में करंट एकोमोडेट करते हो। करंट रिलेशंस में क्या डेवलपमेंट हुई है, क्या कोई स्ट्रेटेजिक या फिर कोई इंपॉर्टेंट डेवलपमेंट हो रही है, डायलॉग हो रही है, राइट, पार्टनरशिप हो रही है उससे। जैसे अगर हम दिस ईयर की बात करें तो इंडिया यूएस हैज बीन मूव टुवर्ड्स एन इंपॉर्टेंट पार्टनरशिप, सो क्वेश्चंस फ्रॉम इंडिया यूएस हो सकता है इस बार। आर गेटिंग माय पॉइंट, राइट? इंडिया फ्रांस 25 ईयर्स हम करने वाले, देखने वाले हैं, राइट? सो दीज टाइप ऑफ थिंग्स शुड बी डन। कैसे हो रहा है, चलिए, सो लेट्स स्टार्ट। So we have discussed the India and France relations initially, that as we know that France is one of the European nations who has colonized in mega colonies in India. Yes or no? ठीक है, like पुडुचेरी में उन्होंने किया, चल रहा है। तो इंडिया चाइना में, सॉरी इंडिया फ्रांस में, फ्रांस हैज अ कॉलोनीज मेड इन पुडुचेरी, then in Bengal they have made factories, right? In Coromandel coast they have made factories, and when you go through the, hello sir, hello R Raj ji, अभी तो आप यहीं थे, you move to the online, ठीक है। Then we have seen that in this India and France relations, India and France have a diplomatic relations from 1947, yes or no, right? But this diplomatic relations which has been established in 1947 was culminated into strategic partner in 1998, right? And this year 2023 is a 25 year of, रहने दीजिए उसे। So this year we are celebrating 25 years of relations, establishment of partnership, we can India and France partnership, is it clear? Which culminated into strategic partnership, right? So this relations in 2023, it completed 25th year. India and France strategic partnership enter into the 25th year. आपकी पहली क्लास है, okay? So ठीक है, and this year they have made many arrangements between them. उन्होंने काफी अच्छा relations develop किया है, and they have been a roadmap prepared for 2047. When India is celebrating its 100 years of its independence, हाँ, और रिलेशनशिप फिर 50 years का रिलेशनशिप यहाँ से स्टैब्लिश हो जाएगा, स्ट्रैटेजिक रिलेशनशिप बिटवीन इंडिया एंड फ्रांस। इज दिस क्लियर? ठीक है, सो चलिए, नाउ राइट डाउन रिलेटेड टू इंडिया एंड फ्रांस। So write some certain historical background related to this other than the colonies what has been made, ठीक है। हम relations के बारे में थोड़ा historical background लिखते हैं, लिखिए। India and France has established a diplomatic relations. India and France has established a diplomatic relations between the two countries 1947. 47, right? Next point. And in 1998, the diplomatic relations between India and France was upgraded to, in 1998, the diplomatic relations between India and France upgraded to strategic partnership, strategic partnerships. Clear? Next point. India and France are long-standing strategic partner in Indo-Pacific region. India and France are long-standing strategic partners in Indo-Pacific region. Long-standing, for the longest period, right? Strategic partner in Indo-Pacific region. Next point. To mark the 25th anniversary, thank you, 25th anniversary, नहीं एसी नहीं चल रही है, to mark the 25th anniversary between India and France in 2023, 25th anniversary of India and France relationship in 2023. This is the 25th of their strategic partnership relations. Yes or no? Right? Both countries agreed to adopt a roadmap. Both country agrees to adopt a roadmap to set the course for bilateral relationship, to set a course of bilateral relationship up to 2047. Up to 2047, comma, which will celebrate the 100 years of India's independence, which will celebrate the 100 years of India independence, comma, 100 years of diplomatic relations between two countries, 100 years of diplomatic relations. Understanding the how 100 years of diplomatic relations? Because diplomatic relation was established in 1947, right? And 50 years of strategic partnership. 50 years of strategic partnership. आपने 100 years of diplomatic relations लिखा है. In the bracket you can write it was established in 1947, ठीक है, which you have already written. And in strategic, where it is celebrating 50 years of strategic partnership, so bracket में लिख दिए 1998 it was established, क्योंकि that you have already written. In bracket 50 years because it was established in 1998. Strategic diplomatic relation was culminated into the, or promoted, upgraded to the strategic partnership in 1998. ठीक है? Is it clear now? So this is, you can say, the introductions to the India and France relationship, right? Now write down partnership of security and sovereignty. First heading, partnership of security and sovereignty. First point, France is one of the India's key partner in development. France is one of the India's key partner in development of a self-reliant defense industrial and technological base. Development of a self-reliant, Atmanirbhar, right? Defense, self-reliant defense, industrial and technological base. इंडस्ट्रियल डिफेंस इंडस्ट्रीज मीन्स डिफेंस इंडस्ट्री बनाने का और टेक्नोलॉजिकल बेस के लिए. एंड द टू नेशन ऑल्सो कमिटेड टू cooperate in, and the two nations are also committed to cooperate in co-development and co-production of advanced defense technology. Cooperate in co-development. Do you understand the meaning of co-development? हाँ, both. Co means combinations of both. So both has agreed to develop an advanced technological, right? So committed to cooperate in co-development and co-production of advanced defense technologies, which technologies? Defense technology, advanced defense technology, which will benefit third country also. Next, France has timely delivered of 36 Rafale. France has timely delivered the 36 Rafale, RAFALE, ordered by India. Rafale 36. France has timely delivered the 36 Rafale. Rafale पता है ना क्या है? It's a fighter jet. Rafale, RAFALE, Rafale. Rafale. हाँ. Rafale ordered by India. So Rafale has been delivered, all the 36 Rafale. ठीक है? Doing not. France has delivered 36. हाँ. Defense development technologies and technological base. Defense सेल्फ रिलायंस, आत्मनिर्भर बात कर रही है इंडिया, राइट? कि अब हम खुद से आत्मनिर्भर इज अ पॉलिसी विच allows the India to be self-reliant, to minimize the dependence on a technology and difference in to other nations, right? अमेरिका से भी देखिए हमने अमेरिका में भी देखा, जी has transferred the technologies, yes or no? जी FS 414, right? So we are now on the verge of becoming a self-reliance. So we are trying to minimize our dependence on the other nations and related to the डिफेंस सेक्टर. क्या ऑर्डर आगे लिखेंगे? हाँ, आगे आएंगे. यस, थर्ड वही आपने लिखा ना लास्ट, दैट को प्रोडक्शंस को डेवलपमेंट ऑफ द डिफेंस टेक्नोलॉजी विच विल आल्सो बेनिफिट टू द थर्ड नेशंस, मींस इट इज विल राइट। जैसे आप देखिए अभी रिसेंटली देयर इज एन इंडिया इज बिन टैंक, इट इज बिन गिवन टैंक टू द आर्मेनिया बॉर्डरिंग ऑफ अजरबैजान, ठीक है, जिनको दोनों बीच में टेंशन हो रहा है। that is to deterrence theory, that is a deterrence theory। डराना, डरा कर रखना कि हमारे पास भी है डेटर, राइट, दैट इज अ it does not believe in corporate defense, collective defense, rather it believe in strategic NATO, which is a defense tie up between all the nations, right? We have also seen that this AUKUS is a defense security, yesterday we have seen, right? So India believes in collective security on the line of UN, जिस पे UN क्यों बनी थी? UN main aim is of a collective, it is based on a collective security, कि जहां पे disputes होगी या किसी के बीच में मिटिएट करके उन disputes को हम खत्म करेंगे, rather going for the third world war। So UN was created to avoid the third world war, yes or no? So that is a collective security, right? But the going into the war or practicing a peace does not having an arms and ammunition, that is for the defense sectors, right? So वो हम कब उसको हम फ्यूल नहीं कर रहे कि आप इन पे अटैक कीजिए, like now that one when it will be considered as an fueling, कि like जैसे अभी यूक्रेन और रशिया का वॉर चल रही है, right? तो यूरोप एंड USA are selling arms to the Ukraine so they can use that ammunitions, that defense into the war which is there going on, so that is fueling the war। बट अगर पीस टाइम में अगर आप कोई ट्रीटी करते हो तो दैट इज ओनली फॉर द ट्रीटी ना, ये टेक्नोलॉजी हमारे पास भी आप भी रखो सेफ्टी के लिए अपने, ताकि आपके सोवरेनिटी और इंटीग्रिटी पे कभी कोई खतरा नहीं कर पाए। आर गेटिंग माई पॉइंट? ठीक है, चलिए, एनी मोर क्वेश्चंस? इज इट क्लियर? राइट, ऑन नेक्स्ट पॉइंट, इंडिया एंड फ्रांस विल एक्सटेंड देयर ग्राउंड ब्रेकिंग डिफेंस कॉपरेशन India and France will extend their ground-breaking defense cooperation in cooperation in defense cooperation in advanced aeronautical technologies, advanced aeronautical technologies, एरोनॉटिकल टेक्नोलॉजीज। एरोनॉटिकल, व्हाट इज एरोनॉटिकल? प्लेन, ये सब मिग और जितने ये सब, दैट इज एन एरोनॉटिकल, राइट? डेवलपिंग एन जेट, राइट, इट लाइक दिस टेक्नोलॉजी बाय सपोर्टिंग टेक्नोलॉजीज बाय सपोर्टिंग द जॉइंट डेवलपमेंट ऑफ by supporting the joint development of a combat aircraft engine, the joint development of a combat combat aircraft engine। हम पहले एयरक्राफ्ट इंजन के लिए डिपेंडेंट थे बाहर नेशंस पे, यस और नो? नाउ वी आर डेवलपिंग आवरसेल्फ विद द हेल्प ऑफ फ्रांस, ठीक है? एंड वी हैव आल्सो सीन दैट रशिया इज द ओनली नेशन हु इज हेल्पिंग इंडिया इन डेवलपिंग इट्स न्यूक्लियर रिएक्टर्स कोडनकुलम में। डू यू रिमेंबर? 6 कुडनकुलम के प्रोजेक्ट में 2 ऑपरेशनल है, 4 अभी बाकी है, इट्स स्टिल पेंडिंग, इट इज नॉट ऑपरेशनल, एंड रशिया इज हेल्पिंग। सो ओनली नेशन हु इज हेल्पिंग इंडिया इन डेवलपिंग इट्स न्यूक्लियर इज रशिया, ठीक है? वी हैव डन दिस इन इंडिया रशिया। हाँ बोलिए, बोलिए बोलिए। ये नहीं दिख रहा है? ओके, सॉरी, France is here. This is the area. India, and this is the Indo-Pacific region. मैप आपने फिर नहीं लाया. एटलस आप since the last many of the days of the class I am asking you to please bring the atlas, please. नहीं, ये ठीक है, ये यहाँ पर तो मैं आपको ऐसा नहीं कि आप एटलस लेकर आएंगे तो मैं ये दूंगा ही नहीं. वो क्या है ना, आपको ये आदत हमेशा बनी रहेगी. दैट इज इंपॉर्टेंट, एटलस इज इंपॉर्टेंट. चलिए नेक्स्ट पॉइंट. सो इन द कॉम्बैट एयरक्राफ्ट इंजन, नेक्स्ट पॉइंट, इंडिया एंड फ्रांस in India and France also support industrial cooperation for ऐसा कीजिए, काट दीजिए इंडिया, ओनली फ्रांस. also support industrial cooperations for motorization of heavy lift helicopters. Motorization of heavy lift helicopters. Helicopters under the Indian multi-role helicopter. Under the Indian multi-role helicopter. Multi-role, ROLE, helicopter program with Safran, SAFRAN, Safran helicopter engine, with Safran, SAFRAN, Safran helicopter engine of France. ठीक है. France support industrial cooperations for motorization of heavy lift helicopters under the Indian multi-role helicopter IMRH program with Safran, SAFRAN, Safran helicopter engine of France. ठीक है. नेक्स्ट, बताइए. यस, उसके इंजन्स को डेवलप करने में. हेलीकॉप्टर्स के ऑपरेशंस में बहुत दैट इज इंजन्स विच रन्स ऑन द मोटर. मेन टेक्नोलॉजी की बात कर रहे हैं यहाँ पर. जो साफरान हेलीकॉप्टर इंजन हेलीकॉप्टर विल हेल्प इंडिया टू डेवलप इन दिस. दैट इज व्हाट दे आर डेवलपिंग. इंडियन मल्टी रोल हेलीकॉप्टर, यस, अंडर साफरान हेलीकॉप्टर इंजन. ठीक है. नेक्स्ट, इंडिया एंड फ्रांस हैज सक्सेसफुली कंस्ट्रक्टेड द फर्स्ट स्कॉर्पियन सबमरीन. आगे आप लोगों का पनडुब्बी. इंडिया एंड फ्रांस हैव सक्सेसफुली कंस्ट्रक्टेड द फर्स्ट स्कॉर्पियन सबमरीन प्रोग्राम P-75. Write down the name of the first submarine. P-75 Calvary. This is the name of the Scorpion submarine which is constructed with the help of France. India and France have jointly constructed this submarine. ठीक है. नाउ आप जैसे पूछ सकते हो व्हाट इज सबमरीन एंड दिस ऑल यू विल कम टू नो इन द साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी. जब आप डिफेंस पढ़ेंगे ना साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी में, तो ये सब कुछ पढ़ेंगे आप. मोटराइजेशन कैसे बना रहे, क्या उसका क्या टेक्नोलॉजीज दे आर ट्रांसफरिंग, व्हाट इज सबमरीन. देयर इज अ टॉपिक इन डिफेंस इन साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी. सो देयर यू विल कम टू नो. ठीक है. कॉमा. So this you have to write in a bracket the name of the submarine which has been developed by both nations, comma, a model of make in India, a model of make in India is it clear? So this is a make in India model. ठीक है, next point, saffron helicopter engine. Saffron helicopter engine is from France. Saffron helicopter engine of France, ब्रैकेट में आप फ्रांस कर लीजिए, एंड हिंदुस्तान एरोनॉटिकल लिमिटेड HAL. अभी HAL ने एक और एग्रीमेंट की है किसके साथ? टेक्नोलॉजी से रिलेटेड, USA के साथ, राइट 414 हमने जो देखा GE और HAL बना रही है वो टेक्नोलॉजी, तो यहां भी HAL का पार्टनरशिप किसके साथ है? साफ्रान engine helicopter of France, right? Safran helicopter engine of France and HAL, Hindustan Aeronautical Limited, agreed for the transfer of technology, agreed for the transfer of technology for the Shakti engine, Shakti engine, SHAKTI, agreed for the transfer of technology for the Shakti engine which is also a make in India model. ठीक है, next, DRDO. What is DRDO? Defense Research and DRDO, Development Organization. It is one of the R&D department of India on terms of defense. ठीक है, DRDO is setting up a technical office at its embassy in Paris. Setting up a technical office at its embassy in Paris, and Paris is for France capital, Eiffel Tower, Olympics भी है but Eiffel Towers के लिए ज़्यादा फेमस है, right? Good. Sorry, ठीक है. So this is strategic. Now second point लिखिए आप, second heading, cooperation to make Indo-Pacific an area of stability and sustainable development. Second heading. First heading आपने क्या लिखा है? The first heading you have written is security and sovereignty, right? Second heading, cooperations to make Indo-Pacific an area of stability and sustainable development. Indo-Pacific an area of stability and सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट. नाउ यू कैन आस्क कि सर फ्रांस तो कहीं पैसिफिक से नहीं, आई मीन इस रीजन में नहीं है, हाउ इट इज बिन इम्पैक्टेड, राइट? तो फ्रांस के कॉलोनीज, स्टिल द फ्रांस हैज अ कॉलोनीज ऑल ओवर द वर्ल्ड. अफ्रीका में भी है, सदर्न अमेरिका में भी है, आपका वो ब्राजील के ऊपर वाला इलाका आप देखेंगे दैट इज अ फ्रेंच कॉलोनी, फ्रेंच गियोनिया कहते हैं उसे. So the France has many its colonies still in this region, जो उसके लैंडमास से तो दूर है लेकिन still that comes under the control of France. ठीक है, yes or no? Independence, giving independence to the colonies, yes, but certain अभी वो अभी भी उनके कंट्रोल में है. They had not been freed them all. हाँ, बहुत चल रही है ऐसे, मतलब they are doing this. So still they have a colonies all over the world. ठीक है. So cooperation Indo-Pacific region. First point, India and France are determined to strengthen the cooperation. India and France are determined to strengthen the cooperation initiated under joint strategic vision. India and France are determined to strengthen the cooperation initiated under the joint strategic vision of India-France cooperation in Indian Ocean region. Strategic vision of India-France cooperation. Joint strategic vision of India cooperation in the Indian Ocean region, adopted in 2018. It's clear? Next point. They are committed to work together to secure their own economic. They are committed to work together. They are committed to work together. Work together for, उसको अगर आप ABC में लिखना चाहें, to work together first to secure their own economic and security interest. Work together to secure their own economic and security interest. And economic and security interest, right? Work together. Second लिखिए B उसी में. Ensure equal and free access to global common. Ensure equal and free access to global commons. And the third one, C, build partnership of prosperity and sustainability in the region. Build partnership of prosperity and sustainability in the region. Is it clear? ठीक है. Next point. A trilateral cooperation. A trilateral cooperation with like-minded partners between India, France, and UAE. A trilateral cooperation with like-minded पार्टनर्स. यहां लाइक माइंडेड पार्टनर्स का मतलब हो गया जिनका इंटरेस्ट सेम हो. ठीक है. विथ लाइक माइंडेड पार्टनर्स इंडिया, फ्रांस एंड यूएई, यूनाइटेड अरब एमिरेट will be a key pillar of cooperation in the Indo-Pacific region. क्या बात कर रहे हैं, पूरा तो उससे से उन लोग तो बॉर्डर में ही है, ऑस्ट्रेलिया, यूएई सब तो. ठीक है. नेक्स्ट, सॉरी, हाँ, नेक्स्ट पॉइंट. इंडिया एंड फ्रांस work together on setting up the Indo-Pacific Triangular Cooperation. इंडो पैसिफिक ट्रायंगुलर cooperation fund. India and France work together on setting up Indo-Pacific Triangular Cooperation Fund. This will be a fund which aimed at supporting climate and SDG focused innovation. Which aimed at supporting climate and SDG is a sustainable development goal, right? Focused innovations and startup. SDG focused innovations and startup from the third countries of the Indo-Pacific. Startup from the third countries of the Indo-Pacific with the goal of facilitating the scaling up of green technology, with the goal of facilitating the scaling up of scaling up of green technologies being developed in the region. Green technologies being developed in the region means जो इस रीजन में जो ग्रीन टेक्नोलॉजी डेवलप्ड होगी उसको बढ़ावा दे थ्रू दिस फंड. Clear? Next point, this IPTDC fund, Indo-Pacific Triangular Cooperation Fund, would be a significant step in providing viable and transparent funding. Would be a significant step providing viable and transparent funding. Significant step in providing viable and transparent funding in the region. ठीक है. So this is second relations between the India and France. The third, write down space. ठीक है. अब स्पेस में क्या इनके कमिटमेंट्स एंड पार्टनरशिप है. नाउ वी विल राइट डाउन द अंडर द स्ट्रेटेजिक. ठीक है. राइट डाउन. India and France have decided to deepen DEEPEN. India and France have decided to deepen their cooperation in all areas. Their cooperation in all areas of the space sector. By strengthening their programs of common interest in their common program of common interest. It's clear? Next point. Now on next point we are writing as an example what are their common interest. What you have written up in the space. जो आपने space में लिखा है कि दोनों they are trying to develop the cooperation into space, right? So next point, CNES and ISRO. ISRO, you know, it's a space agency of India. Similarly CNES is also a space agency of France. ठीक है. So CNES and ISRO will strengthen their partnership राइट। अब किस रीजन में दोनों पार्टनरशिप स्ट्रेंथन कर रहे हैं? तो फर्स्ट climate and environment, with the development of climate and environment, CNES and ISRO will strengthen their partnership first on climate and environment with the development of Trishna, TRI, small capital letter TRISHNA, Trishna mission and activities within the Space Climate Observatory, SCO, and activities within the Space Climate Observatory, SCO, observatory, within, not against, within the Space Climate Observatory, right, on water resource management, Space Climate Observatory on water management, water resource management, comma, marine resource and air quality monitoring, marine resource and air quality monitoring, air quality monitoring, comma, space exploration, especially Mars and Venus, space exploration, Mars and Venus, maritime monitoring, right, and launcher of manned flights, launcher of manned, MANNED, manned flights of India's Gaganyaan program, नहीं राज्य एसी चालू नहीं हुआ। इज इट क्लियर? ठीक है। सो दिस इज अ पार्टनरशिप बिटवीन इंडिया एंड फ्रांस इन टर्म्स ऑफ स्पेस, राइट। नाउ नेक्स्ट टॉपिक माइट बी फोर्थ, नहीं, fight against terrorism. So India and France cooperations fight against terrorism. So fight against terrorism, right? First point, India and France will strengthen cooperation. India and France strengthen cooperation, which include operational cooperations, which includes operational cooperations, comma, multilateral action. India and France strengthen their cooperations, which include operational cooperation, comma, multilateral action, operational cooperation, comma, multilateral action, comma, countering online radicalism or radicalization, countering online radicalization, and combating financing of terrorism, and combating financing of terrorism through write down an inverted comma, no money for terror initiative, through inverted comma लिखे no money for terror NMFT initiatives. ठीक है, नेक्स्ट पॉइंट. India and France are deepening their cooperation on internal security. India and France are deepening their internal security and fight against transnational organized crime. And fight against transnational organized crime. ट्रांसनेशनल समझ रहे हैं ना, फ्रॉम वन कंट्री टू अनदर कंट्री, जैसे सीरिया में बैठ कर कहीं और अटैक करना, आईसीस दे आर डूइंग द ट्रांसनेशनल, दैट इज अ ट्रांसनेशनल, राइट, फ्रॉम वन नेशन टू अनदर नेशंस. सो दे आर cooperations, making cooperations against the transnational crime also, right, against transnational organized crime, including human trafficking, financial crime and environmental crime. Human trafficking, financial crime, हवाला जो हो गया आपका, समझते हैं, फाइनेंशियल क्राइम जैसे हवाला नहीं समझते? व्हाट इज हवाला? हाँ, इलीगल मनी, जैसे मान ली किसी के पास है, वो अब टैक्स नहीं देना चाहता है, उसको यहां से पैसा वहां भेजना है, तो देयर आर एजेंट, हवाला एजेंट्स, वो कुछ परसेंटेज रख लेते हैं और अपने सोर्सेस को जिस कंट्री में देना वहां फोन करते हैं कि पे दिस मनी, दिस अमाउंट ऑफ मनी टू द अनदर पर्सन्स. तो दिस इज इलीगल ट्रांसफरिंग ऑफ financial transfers, right? So financial crime and environmental crime. And environmental crime. ठीक है? Is it clear? Now next topic after fight against terrorism. Next area of cooperation is promoting a renewed and effective multilateralism. Promoting a renewed and effective multilateralism. Promoting a renewed and effective multilateralism. India and France promote the reform of Security Council. India and France promote the reform of Security Council, and France support India's candidature to UNSC. India and France promote the reform of Security Council, and France support India's candidature for UN Security Council. UN Security Council, United Nations Security Council. ठीक है? It's clear? So this is fifth. Next, Sixth, now cooperation in field of science, technology, innovations and academic cooperations. Now the next cooperations between science, technological innovations and academic cooperation. Science, technological innovations and academic cooperations. Sorry, science, technological innovations and academic cooperations. ठीक है, right? So under this, write down the first subheading of scientific cooperations. This is a main heading: science, technological innovation and academic cooperations. The first subheading is scientific cooperations. India and France created an India-France Joint Strategic Committee. India and France created an India-France Joint Strategic Committee which will issue calls for project involving French National Research Agency. Project involving French National Research Agency, ANR, ब्रैकेट में ANR, on research agency, ANR, the short form of that, French National Research Agency, on space technology, digital technology, space technology, digital technology, energy, ecology and urban transition. Energy, ecology and urban transition. ठीक है, write down the next subheading, critical technology. Critical. India and France are pursuing an ambitious bilateral cooperation. India and France are pursuing an ambitious bilateral cooperation on advanced digital technologies. On advanced digital technologies, particularly in the field of supercomputing. Cloud computing. Cloud computing. Cloud, CLOUD, cloud computing. Artificial intelligence. वो तो मेरा क्वेश्चन था. What is cloud computing? Yes, आप एंड्रॉयड फोन यूज करते होंगे या ईमेल यूज करते हो, नहीं व्हाट्सएप यूज करते हैं, तो उसमें दिखाता है ना स्टोरेज, क्लाउड स्टोरेज. दैट इज क्लाउड कंप्यूटिंग की डेटा एक जगह स्टोर हो रहा है विद दैट. So that is it, ताकि that data should not be leaked to anybody. right? Artificial intelligence and quantum technologies. And quantum technologies. क्वांटम टेक्नोलॉजी क्या होता है? कितनों का फिजिक्स था क्लास 12th में और आफ्टर ग्रेजुएशन? तो आप बताइए व्हाट इज क्वांटम फिजिक्स? एटम, प्रोटॉन, न्यूट्रॉन, यही सब। तो उनके थ्रू कैसे द टेक्नोलॉजी इज बीन यूज, यही है क्वांटम फिजिक्स। क्वांटम, हाँ, नैनो स्मॉल पार्टिकल्स टेक्नोलॉजी। अब एलिमेंट्स के कंपाउंड नेम नहीं पूछ रहा हूं मैं। चलिए, सो दिस इज क्वांटम टेक्नोलॉजी। नेक्स्ट इज हेल्थ कॉपरेशन। हेल्थ, 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 HEALTH, स्वास्थ्य, कॉपरेशन। सॉरी, बनाए थे बाबा? कौन से बाबा? कपाली बाबा? क्या? ओके, अच्छा। कौन? हो सकता है, अच्छी बात है ना। तो वो इंद्रियों पे कंट्रोल, वो ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है आपके लिए। आपके और सन्यासी के बीच में कोई डिफरेंस है नहीं, राइट? यू आर ऑन, आप जो है वो किस एज में, किस यू आर स्टूडेंट, विद्यार्थी ना, तो यू आर, आपको क्या करना तब, मीन्स अपने इंद्रियों पे कंट्रोल, इमोशंस, इंद्रिया मीन्स इमोशंस, उसको कंट्रोल करना है। और अपने सारे एनर्जी को, जब आप अपने इमोशंस को कंट्रोल करेंगे तो एनर्जी क्या होगा, एक्यूमुलेट होगी, एक जगह जमेगी, उसको स्टडी की तरफ कंसंट्रेट करना है। लोकी का नाम सुना आपने? लोकी नहीं, यस, मार्बल्स लोकी। वो कैसे सभी का एनर्जी को एक्यूमुलेट कर लेता था? मैं सीरीज की बात कर रहा हूं, मुझे लगा आप देखते होंगे आपने। थॉर, थॉर का भाई लोकी, वो लौकी नहीं। सो इट इज सजेस्टेड कि एज एन स्टूडेंट यू शुड कंट्रोल योर इमोशंस, मास्टर ऑफ योर इमोशंस, ताकि सारे एनर्जी को एक जगह लगा सके अपने गोल पे, फोकस पे। दैट व्हाट इज डूइंग, व्हाट इज बीन डन बाय द सन्यासीज, दे आर ऑल्सो मास्टरिंग देयर इमोशंस एंड दे आर बीन डायरेक्टिंग देयर ऑल एनर्जी टुवर्ड्स salvations, towards the God। तो आप भी उसी स्टेज में हैं, बस आपको प्राप्ति आईएएस की करनी है, उन्हें प्राप्ति भगवान की करनी है, बस फर्क इतना ही है। चलिए नेक्स्ट, हेल्थ कॉपरेशंस। इंडिया एंड फ्रांस हैव साइंड अ लेटर ऑफ इंटेंट। हेल्थ कॉपरेशंस, इंडिया एंड फ्रांस have signed a letter of intent for the cooperation in the field of health and medicine. Signed a letter of intent, INTENT, for cooperation in the field of health and medicine. अभी वहीं पहुंचे, लेटर ऑफ इंटेंट फॉर कॉपरेशन इन द फील्ड। मैं फास्ट चल रहा हूं क्या? नहीं ना, मैं तेज बोल रहा हूं, थोड़ा सा तेज। हैव साइंड अ लेटर ऑफ इंटेंट फॉर कॉपरेशन इन द फील्ड ऑफ हेल्थ एंड मेडिसिन, in the field of health and medicine, which provides the basis for cooperation in new areas including provide the basis for cooperation in new areas including digital health, comma, digital health, comma, AI for healthcare, AI, artificial intelligence for healthcare, comma, medical waste treatment technology, medical waste treatment technology, WASTE, waste treatment technology, comma, what is medical waste, and you can imagine that the two waste, that is medical waste and one is technological waste, is the most, or you can say it is one of the major part in the waste produced by humans. ठीक, जैसे कंप्यूटर फेंक देते हैं आप, कीबोर्ड फेंक देते हैं, मोबाइल फेंक देते हैं, दिस इज एन इलेक्ट्रॉनिक वेस्ट, ई वेस्ट, इलेक्ट्रॉनिक वेस्ट, राइट. मेडिकल वेस्ट, सिरिंज, कॉटन, इक्विपमेंट्स, वो सब, दैट इज, दे आर ऑल्सो नॉन डिग्रेडेबल, तो वो भी उनके भी वेस्ट के उसमें भी दे आर ऑल्सो फॉर्मिंग वेरी मच ह्यूज प्रॉब्लम्स. ठीक है, सो दैट द cooperations on the medical waste technology, comma, biotechnology, comma, one health approach for fight against biotechnology, comma, one health approach for fight against antimicrobial resistance, one health approach for fight against antimicrobial resistance, antimicrobial resistance, and exchange and training of medical doctors, training, exchange and training of medical doctors. It's clear? ठीक है, so this is health cooperation. Next is Indo-French campus for health. This is the fourth subheading. हाँ, डेवलप करना है कि उसे हम वेस्ट को रीयूज कर सके, या फिर ऐसा कोई जनरेट करें मेडिकल वेस्ट जो रीयूजेबल हो. हाँ, चल रहा है इस पे रिसर्च, दे हैव बीन डूइंग, वेस्टेज की चल रही, ई वेस्टेज को कैसे करना, दैट इज ऑल राइट, दैट इज बीन डन. नेक्स्ट इज इंडो फ्रेंच कैंपस फॉर हेल्थ, सब हेडिंग अंडर साइंस, टेक्नोलॉजिकल इनोवेशन एंड एकेडमिक कोऑपरेशन. Indo-French campus for health, for health. I mean, write down the point under this. Both nation welcome the progress on. Both nation has welcomed the progress on health. Both nation has welcomed the progress on Indo-French campus for health for the Indo-Pacific in 2022. Indo-Pacific in 2022. Comma, open to countries of region, open to countries of the region, is an innovative form mobilizing several universities, is an innovative form mobilizing innovative form, mobilizing several universities in mainland France. In mainland France to partner with Indian institutions. Mainland France means from the France to partner with Indian institutions. Next point. Under this health campus, right? Next point. The MOU between institute, the MOU between institute, INSTITUT, INE. Now you are writing in the French spelling. INSTITUT space pasture, PASTEUR. MOU between institute, INSTITUT space PASTEUR and CSIR. And CSIR. What is CSIR? एग्जाम लेता है. अब तो एग्जाम तो आप यूपीएससी का भी था, लेकिन सीएसआईआर का काम क्या है? इट इज ए साइंटिफिक एंड रिसर्च ऑफ इंडस्ट्रियल रिसर्च, सेंटर ऑफ साइंटिफिक एंड इंडस्ट्रियल रिसर्च, CIS. इट इज एन इंडियन रिसर्च सेंटर. सो CSIR ऑफ इंडिया, इसका फुल फॉर्म लिख लीजिए, काउंसिल फॉर साइंटिफिक एंड इंडस्ट्रियल रिसर्च. साइंड इन 2022. सो MOU between, sorry, Scientific Council for Scientific and Industrial Research, signed in 2022. So MOU, Institute, Pasteur and CSIR was signed in 2022, right? And both side means India and France working towards the establishment of, both side working towards the establishment of Pasteur Center in Hyderabad. PASTEUR, Pasteur Center in Hyderabad. PAS Center in Hyderabad. TEUR. You have written earlier the French Pasteur Institute. Center in Hyderabad. ठीक है? PASTE क्या हो गया? पहले क्या स्पेलिंग कुछ और बोला था मैंने. स्पेलिंग फ्रेंच का है. अब क्या है वो तो नहीं से पूछना पड़ेगा, वो मैं नहीं कह सकता उनका हाँ इंस्टीट्यूट, बट ये स्पेलिंग पे डाउट कर रहे हैं तो उनका ही इंग्लिश है. दे कॉल्ड. सो नेक्स्ट सब हेडिंग इज डिजिटल रेगुलेशन. डिजिटल रेगुलेशन. India and France encourages dialogue between French actor CNIL. India and France encourage dialogue between French actor CNIL. Encourage dialogue between French actor CNIL. Actor, it does not mean his acting, it is an institution. CNIL, which is a French Data Protection Authority. CNIL is a French Data Protection Authority. CNIL, and CNIL is a French Data Protection Authority, and Indian counterparts. Means the related institutions in India which is acting as a data protections. ठीक है, both supported the objectives of the partnership on information and democracy. On information and democracy. Next point. India and France commit to nurture a thriving ecosystem. India and France committed to nurture. Nurture समझते हैं ना, भरण पोषण, पालन पोषण, right? Committed to nurture a thriving ecosystem. And building collaboration. Ecosystem. Now what is ecosystem? What do you mean by the ecosystem? Ecosystem आप पढ़ेंगे environment में भी, right? But that is not ecosystem what we are talking here. So ecosystem term से मतलब आप क्या समझते हैं? जब हम बात करते हैं इको, फेवरेबल कंडीशंस, कि जिस चीज के लिए भी जो इम्पोर्टेंस है किसी की भी ग्रोथ के लिए, तो दैट शुड बी अवेलेबल एट वन प्लेस. सो दैट इज एन इकोसिस्टम्स, राइट? लाइक if in an example we can understand. So if you talk about the Arunodaya institutions, so it provides an ecosystem to become an IAS officer. तो जो भी रिक्वायरमेंट है IAS ऑफिसर बनने के लिए, to fulfill your dreams, that all will be provided through by the Arunodaya. So it is creating an ecosystem here. Classes, expert classes, better notes, right? Guidance, practice, everything, right? So which is required, so जिसके लिए आपको कहीं बाहर किसी और से बाहर जाकर के interactions नहीं करना पड़े. So that is an ecosystem. So similarly, the both nation is trying to develop an ecosystems related to digital, कि दोनों ही आपस में डिजिटल टेक्नोलॉजी से रिलेटेड सभी इनोवेशंस में भी जो भी चाहिए, फंडिंग चाहिए अगर इनोवेशंस के लिए, तो वो भी आपस में ही कर लें. Are you getting my point? Yes or no? So this is an ecosystem. So ecosystem is not only related to environment what we study, but in general terms जो भी रिक्वायरमेंट होती है सब एक जगह ही मिल जाए आपको. ठीक है? Thriving ecosystem and building collaborations that empowers, their citizens and ensure their full participations in digital century. And ensure their full participations in digital century. ठीक है? Next point. NPCI, International Payment Limited. NPCI इंटरनेशनल पेमेंट्स लिमिटेड, सॉरी, हाँ आप लिखो तो एनपीसीआई इंटरनेशनल पेमेंट लिमिटेड, अब राइट डाउन इन अ ब्रैकेट एनआईपीएल. एनपीसीएल इज एन डिजिटल प्लेटफॉर्म ऑफ इंडिया, ठीक है, पेमेंट कॉर्पोरेशन ऑफ इंडिया, नेशनल पेमेंट कॉर्पोरेशन ऑफ इंडिया, जिसमें भीम और आपका यूपीआई जो आ जाती है ना, दैट इज नेशनल कॉर्पोरेशंस. तो उनके साथ एनपीसी इंटरनेशनल पेमेंट लिमिटेड, दैट इज एनआईपीएल, एंड एनआईपीएल क्या लिखा आपने, एनपीसीआई इंटरनेशनल पेमेंट लिमिटेड ब्रैकेट NIPL, N for NPCL, I for international, P for payment and L for limited, and फ्रेंच लायरा. अब लिखिए, NPCL प्रॉब्लम हो रही थी, नाउ and French Lyra collect executed, French Lyra collect, his name Lyra collect, executed an agreement means an बहुत कंफ्यूजन है नहीं. एनपीसीआई नेशनल पेमेंट कॉर्पोरेशन ऑफ इंडिया, एनपीसीआई इंटरनेशनल पेमेंट लिमिटेड, ये एक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है. एनपीसीआई आपके कहां पर है, इंडिया में काम करती है. जब एनपीसीआई किसी फॉरेन नेशंस में डिजिटल की बात करती है तो दैट वर्क्स अंडर द एनआईपीएल. तो एनआईपीएल ऑफ इंडिया एंड लायरा कलेक्ट ऑफ फ्रांस, दोनों का फंक्शंस क्या है, सिमिलर. सो दोनों ने क्या किया है, एग्जीक्यूट किया है एक प्लान. सो नाउ वी आर राइटिंग दैट NIPL and Lyra collect executed an agreement to implement unified payment interface, that is UPI, unified payment interface ब्रैकेट यूपीआई. यूपीआई यूज करते हैं ना आप, यस और नो, तो दैट इज यूपीआई. इंडिया में उसको कौन रेगुलेट करता है, एनपीसीआई, और इंटरनेशनल लेवल पर एनपीसीआई इंटरनेशनल पेमेंट लिमिटेड. सो एनआईपीएल एंड लायरा कलेक्ट हैज कोलैबोरेटेड टुगेदर टू इंप्लीमेंट द यूपीआई इन यूनिफाइड पेमेंट इंटरफेस इन फ्रांस एंड यूरोप. Agreement to implement UPI in France and Europe. NIPL is in India. आप जो UPI यूज करते हो दैट इज प्रोवाइडेड बाय NPCI. सर्च करो आप, हाँ आप जैसे वहां जा रहे हैं फ्रांस में, तो अब आपको आप अपने यूपीआई से आप पेमेंट कर सकते हो स्कैन करके. तो ये फैसिलिटी दी जा रही है कि अब आपको कैश लेके जाने की जरूरत नहीं है, कार्ड की जरूरत नहीं, ना थ्रू फोन यू कैन पे. हाँ कोई भी बैंक हो, यूपीआई के थ्रू आप वहां पेमेंट ट्रांसफर कर सकते हो. हाँ 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 फ्रेंच. सो ये फैसिलिटी कर रही है. इसके लिए क्या होगा, इससे आपको एक्सचेंज रेट करने की जरूरत नहीं होगी. हाँ तो चलिए अब यहाँ पर करने की चीज होगा, पेरिस घूमने जाइए, पेरिस के टॉप फ्लोर रेस्टोरेंट पे खाना खाइए, फोन निकालिए और पेमेंट कीजिए, सारा टेंशन खत्म. पैसा वेस्ट हो जाएगा. अब वो सरकार का प्रॉब्लम नहीं है ना, अरे जब एम्प्लॉयड होंगे तब. नेक्स्ट, An agreement which is in France and Europe. Next point, the payment mechanism is in its last phase of production. The payment mechanism is in last phase of production and will go live by September 2023. Production and will go live, LIVE, by September 2023. From Eiffel Tower, being the first merchant in France to accept UPI. Eiffel Tower being the first merchant in France to accept UPI. मतलब अब सितंबर के बाद if you are planning to go to France, so for the ticket of Eiffel Tower you just need to pay from your phone using scanning the code and you can pay. So you can purchase the ticket Eiffel Tower घूमने के लिए. Yes or no? From the first merchant in France to accept UPI. We are not the first merchant. After operational, Eiffel Tower become the first merchant. Means first it will started from the Eiffel Tower, जहां से वो UPI accept करेगा. उसके बाद फिर धीरे धीरे और भी जगह पर बढ़ेंगे. ठीक, फिर Eiffel Tower के बाद कहीं और घूमने चले गए, तो there you can also use. It's clear? So this is a digital rest. Now write down the next topic heading, not subheading. Subheading is over. Top heading, cooperation on climate change. और इंडिया और फ्रांस का we know that the first two nation to cooperate in International Solar Alliance, ISA. The first two nations. Yes or no? So cooperation on climate change. Write down the point. India and France are cooperating closely on transition. Cooperating closely on transition towards a low carbon economy. Transition, not transaction. Transition. Transitions means change from one software to another software. धीरे धीरे change होना. Gradual change towards the low carbon economy. Means low carbon economy means now India and France are gradually changing to use the green technology, green economy, जहां से carbon use of coal ये सब कम किया जाए. Towards a low carbon economy, comma, with the triple objective of meeting the triple objective of meeting the growing demand for energy, meeting the growing demand for energy. अभी growing demand for energy driven triple objective of meeting. आवाज आ रही है ना ऑनलाइन? आप लोग रिलैक्स मोड में मत बैठा कीजिए. ट्रिपल ऑब्जेक्टिव ऑफ मीटिंग द ग्रोइंग डिमांड फॉर एनर्जी ड्रिवन urbanization and industrialization in India. Energy driven urbanization and industrialization in India, comma, we are writing three objectives. The first objective is this, right? Second, increasing energy security and achieving SDG 7. Increasing energy security and achieving SDG 7 goal 7 SDG 7 गोल लिखने की जरूरत नहीं है, दैट इज अ सेवेंथ गोल ऑफ एसडी सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट गोल 7 एंड पेरिस क्लाइमेट एग्रीमेंट ऑब्जेक्टिव एंड पेरिस क्लाइमेट एग्रीमेंट ऑब्जेक्टिव, ये सब आप एनवायरमेंट में पढ़ेंगे। व्हाट इज पेरिस क्लाइमेट, ठीक है, पढ़ा आपने एनवायरमेंट? नहीं, यस, नो, हाँ, यस, क्लियर। नेक्स्ट, India and France will also offer sustainable development solution. Next point. India and France will also offer sustainable development solutions. Development solutions to the countries in Indo-Pacific region. To the countries in Indo-Pacific region through multilateral and third country initiatives. Multilateral and third country initiatives. Including the Indo-Pacific Park Partnership. Indo-Pacific Parks Partnership. Indo-Pacific Partnership, comma, Indo-Solar Alliance, International Solar Alliance, ISA, International Solar Alliance, ISA, and Indo-Pacific Ocean Initiatives. Indo-Pacific Ocean Initiatives. Indo-Pacific Ocean Initiatives to protect marine and terrestrial biodiversity. To protect marine and terrestrial biodiversity. It's clear? Next point. India and France are committed to increase. India and France are committed to increase development of renewable energies. Committed to increase development of renewable energies. Renewable energies. Next point. India and France are committed to steadily raise their climate. India and France are committed to steadily raise their climate ambition. Steadily raise their climate ambition to achieve carbon neutrality. To achieve, start हो गया, to achieve carbon neutrality before 2050 for India, before 2050 for India, 2050 for India, and 2070 for France. Before 2050 for India, it means India wants to become carbon neutral by 2050 and France is committed to become by 2070. जबकि कार्बन एमिशंस में फ्रांस अहेड, लेकिन उनके पास टारगेट ज्यादा है बिकॉज दे आर डेवलप्ड. ये सब वही पॉलिसीज बना रहे हैं. गेटिंग द पॉइंट? ठीक है. नेक्स्ट पॉइंट. एनी क्वेश्चन? ठीक है. नेक्स्ट पॉइंट. इंडिया एंड फ्रांस आर कोलैबोरेटिंग ऑन डेफिनेशंस एंड India and France are collaborating on the definitions and implementation of ambitious policies and innovatives aimed at generalizing the construction the constructions of new buildings and the renovation of existing buildings. Constructions of new buildings and renovation of existing buildings. With near zero emission performance. Zero emission performance. And adopted the future climate while enhancing the diversity of architecture. Next point. This approach is in line with the mission life. This approach is in the line of the mission life. Life को ऐसे लिखना है. Mission life. Inverted comma लिखिए. What is the life means? Lifestyle for environment. This life means lifestyle for environment. So mission life is lifestyle for environment. Adopted by India and supported by France in 2022. Adopted by India and supported by France in 2022. And what is life, you will come to know about in environment. Adopted by India, supported by France in 2022. It's clear? Next point and next heading. First, we are on the verge of finishing of India France. Relations ही ऐसा है, दोनों के बीच में क्या कीजिएगा? Partners promoting exchange, especially for the benefit of youth. Next point. promoting exchange especially for the benefit of youth. Benefit of youth. Write down the point. Promoting exchange for the better benefit of youth. Exchange, people to people exchange. Right? Write down. Partnership agreement on migration and mobility. Partnership agreement, उसी को point को expand कर रहे हैं. What you have written, promoting exchange. Partnership agreement on migration and mobility came into force in 2021 is an important step. Partnership agreement on migration and mobility came into force in 2021 is an important step in realizing, promoting into force in 2021 is an important step in realizing our shared commitment, shared, both nations had shared a commitment towards enhancing the mobility of students, comma, graduates, academics, researchers, professionals and skilled worker. Skilled worker. Next point. India and France support the deepening of people to people. India and France support the deepening of people to people ties, and economic ties through people to people ties, means people of India and people of France. So ties and economic ties, TIES, through promotion of tourist flows and facilitation of tourist flows, means tourists should become into France and in India. Support promotion of tourist flows and facilitation of the issuance of visa. For the private sector and the business community. Business community. Okay. Next point. India and France will encourage the development of partnership. Between higher education institutions. India and France will encourage the development of partnership between higher education institutions, comma, research center, and private companies to strengthen cooperation. Private companies to strengthen cooperation in vocational and language training. In vocational, VOCATIONL, vocational and language training. Is it clear? ठीक है. Now write down the next heading, that is cultural ties or cultural relations between India and France. Cultural ties. India and France will intensify their joint work. India and France will intensify. We are writing under the cultural ties between India and France. So India and France will intensify their joint work to showcase their heritage. Intensify their joint work to showcase their heritage and pass it on to future generation. And pass it on to future generation. Future generations. Clear? Next point. India and France signed a letter of intent. India and France signed a letter of intent for the National Museum of India project. Letter of intent, INTENT. India and France signed a letter of intent for the National Museum of India project. Of India project. ठीक है. नेक्स्ट पॉइंट, विला स्वागतम. जी, नेशनल म्यूजियम ऑफ इंडिया प्रोजेक्ट. यहां पर म्यूजियम बनेगी फ्रांस के आर्किटेक्ट और उनके सभी, और फ्रांस का शोकेस होगा ऑल कल्चर एंड आर्ट. तो सिमिलरली टू देयर. ठीक है. नेक्स्ट इज विला स्वागतम. Inaugurated on March 2023, Villa, VILLA, Villa Swagatam, inaugurated on March 2023, is a network of residents. Villa Swagatam, inaugurated on March 2023, is a network of residents to bring the best French talent. To bring the best French talent to the 16 existing residencies, to the 16 existing residencies spread across India. Spread across India. रेसिडेंसी जो रह रहे हैं यहाँ पर 16 एग्जिट अंडर द विला स्वागतम. दिस इज अ काइंड ऑफ रेसिडेंसीज डेवलप्ड बाय इंडिया एंड फ्रांस. रेसिडेंस कॉलोनीज, रेसिडेंसी जहां लोग रहते हैं, दैट इज नोन एज रेसिडेंस. जो उस रेसिडेंट पर है, दे आर नोन एज अ रेसिडेंसीज. विला, डू यू अंडरस्टैंड द मीनिंग ऑफ विला? So that is Villa Swagatam is an initiative between India and France, where France will send a French talent to all this to showcase their culture. In 2023. Next, India and France support the value of sports and healthy life. India and France support the value of sports and healthy life. Value of support the value of sports and healthy life. Which will be central to the 2024 Olympic and Paralympic Games in Paris. 2024 Olympic is going to be organized in Paris, right? And also a central to the 2024 Olympic and Paralympic in Paris. Next point, both countries signed the letter of intent on cooperation. Signed the letter of intent on cooperation in the field of sports. Intent in the field of sports, which will further help Indian athletes. Will further help Indian athletes, 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 in their training and preparation for major sporting events. In their training and preparation for major sporting events in future. Major sporting events in the future. Is it clear? So this is India and France relation. This is an, you can write an general information related to Indo-Pacific region. At least 38 countries comes inside this region, Indo-Pacific region. ठीक है. Total 44% of land surface area. 65% of total population lives in Indo-Pacific. Because of this, it is also important, right? 62% of world GDPs revolves around Indo-Pacific. So through this we can understand the importance of Indo-Pacific, that it is almost 3/4, we can say that, or 65% of the population residing in this area. Similarly to that, 62% of world GDP belongs to this, and 46% of world merchandise trade happens. 55% of world's container trade, ये जो शिप का इलाका है जो आपका, this one, yes or no, right? And 70% of ship boom energy transportations. हाँ, आप क्या कह रही थी? कोई पार्ट है या नहीं, that does not matter. They all are affected because of this trade. This is Indo and this, yes, US is also. Pacific Ocean US के पास है या नहीं? अपमोस्ट पे, ईस्टर्न कोस्ट पे ना. आपका अटलांटिक आ जाता है, देन यस, ये देखिए, इसलिए मैं हमेशा, फॉर दिस रीजन आई ऑलवेज यूज टू से दिस इज द पैसिफिक। पैसिफिक जब इसको ऐसे कर देंगे ना, दिस स्टे, नाउ इट बिकम ग्लोब, सो पैसिफिक। सो ये पूरा रीजन क्या है? पैसिफिक, राइट? दिस इज अटलांटिक, है ना? दिस इज इंडो पैसिफिक, सो दिस इज एन इंडो पैसिफिक। So this is very important reason. Sorry? Energy transport, that crude oil, LPG, LNG, energy. Container, that is through ship to the landmark trade. Ship to the landmark trade, land through ship to land. पहले शिप से आया, फिर कंटेनर में लोड हुआ, फिर इनलैंड गया। मर्केंटाइज, खरीद बिक्री, वेयर वी ऑल आर इन्वॉल्व। अमेरिकन प्रोडक्ट, पिज्जा, बर्गर, सो दिस इज एन मर्केंटाइज। सो दिस इज, एंड थ्रू दिस वी कैन अंडरस्टैंड द व्हाई इट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। हाँ जी, no, see, now that word can be used anywhere. Critically analyze the relations between India and France, or India US, right? Or France is a very old friend for India to maintain peace in Indo-Pacific region, elucidate. So it means that even we need to support it through our argument. So the keyword may be always be there in every questions. Now as soon as we write the answers will be decided on the basis of the keyword, whether the keyword which has been suffix is elucidate or evaluate, critically examine or examine. So that all depends on that. So nature of the answer would be changed. If it is suffix with the elucidate, which means the given statement is true, you have to consider it as a true. You just need to support that statement with the informations. Only a positive or supporting statement should be given. Elucidate, E-L-U-C, elucidate or elucidate, whatever you can call it. So that depends upon this. Is it clear? Any answer? Yes. No. Whenever you are writing an introductions related to the questions, just write in 1 or 2 line, not more than that. But when you are writing about the abbreviation, first of all you have to write the full form, and then for the rest of answer you can use that abbreviations when you have mentioned that abbreviation in the first hand. Consider it as that the reader is not aware about the full, so you can write. Reason, so now it's, if you have asked that what would be the impact of China on the international world order. So how China is affecting the world order? Now China, it become a multipolar world order, and because of the interactions, the China wants it to be get an hegemony. Now then how it has been affecting? String of pearls, then BRI initiatives, collaborating South China Sea, establishing their, controlling this region, Malaccas and all this. So that has to be done. So introductions will always be based on the demand of the questions, right? So if we always talk about the writing and answer, so we need to understand one thing is that for answer there is three parts, yes or no? In general the answer always forms in a three part. The first part is introductions. Now this, in a general, we always talk it as introductions, which make us a confusion. So introductions in the answer writing means your thought process about the subject. So it means a thought process of subject. Now when you go in this line understanding that what your thought process related to the hegemony of China, so now it is easy to write the introductions. So introductions means your thought process related to the topic. If suppose there is a question of AUKUS, how it is challenging the China, or why China has been opposing the AUKUS, yes, right, or Quad. So now what is your thought process on the Quad, on AUKUS? So that would be a part of introductions. Now if we come to the second, that is we generally known as a body. Body means understanding of the matter. How much we have an developed and understanding related to the matter, that how AUKUS has been affecting the China, whether it is true or not, how it will challenging the China, how AUKUS is countering China's policy of BRI initiative or Quad, why it has been there in oppositions, what the reason behind the oppositions. So that is understanding of matters. And at the last, that is we know at the conclusion. So this part is always carried as solution or way forward. So think on this line while writing an answer. This is a generalized view कि इंट्रोडक्शन लिखना, वही कंफ्यूजन है कि लिखें क्या, है ना, ये बहुत कंफ्यूजन कि इंट्रोडक्शन ये लिखें. सो कंसीडर राइटिंग आंसर थ्रू दिस पैटर्न. What your thought process on the subject matter. So once you come to the develop your thought process, right, then you can write. And always in GS it is advisable that always write answer in one introductions, not more than 1 or 2 lines, because of constraint of time and of space, right? So body should be written vastly. Then conclusion also should be 3 or 4 lines. That should be solutions, providing solutions. So try to write on this line. So what do you think about the subject, thought process of your subject? It will be easy to write the answer instead of going with the traditional method. It is an extensions of introduction. So introductions means what we have at our thought related to any individual matters. It's clear. Now you will be in a better positions to write the introductions, that now what we have, what we think about that problems. So whenever you go through the paper ना, newspaper ना, आप देखिए जब भी आप editorial पढ़िए या something, so the first paragraph is an introductions and that is a thought process of the editor. Then it start the matter in the body, and the last para will be conclusion, providing solutions. Are you getting my point? Is it clear? ठीक है? Any more doubts? ठीक है? चलिए. So in the next class we start our next, that is Indo-Israel. This is the area Palestine. ये Dead Sea, West Bank area है, देख रहे हैं? क्यों? यही तो है, ये इजराइल है पूरा, ये एरिया पैलेस्टीन का, गाजा स्ट्रिप, और ये क्लेम करता है. ठीक है, देख लेंगे. ठीक है, चलिए. थैंक यू. सो विल मीट इन द नेक्स्ट क्लास. थैंक यू एवरीवन.